Let's welcome our first guest and get into some lifestyle headlines of the week. Today we have Carly Ledbetter with us, a lifestyle reporter at HuffPost, and Hannah Orenstein, dating editor for Elite Daily and author of Playing with Matches. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Lots to cover.
So much.
Let's start with some interesting news this week. The Oscars will not have a host this year. First time, I think, in 30 years. The Academy has been searching for a host for months and briefly lined up Kevin Hart, who then dropped out because of controversial statements about the LGBTQ community. So Oscars night is coming up on February 24th, and there won't be a host. How do you guys react when you saw this news?
I think that it's really good news. I am pretty much against award shows because they are 3 hours long. I just want to see the short, funny clips. But I think this will be an interesting way to see a new format. Maybe we could have some great comedians like Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. You know, that's what I really want to see in award shows anyways, instead of some long, boring monologue and a lot of jokes that are really trying too hard.
Yeah.
That's fair. I was disappointed, though. I thought it was a huge missed opportunity for the Oscars. They could have selected a new host, especially somebody from the LGBTQ community, and I think that would have been a really great way to fix the situation.
Mm-hmm. Or they could have found some rising talent instead of an A-list star. It could have been interesting if they made it a competition.
Right. Oh, wow.
Bring it
new
to
game
YouTube,
show.
A whole new game show. Who will host the Oscars? Personally, for me, I just feel with these award shows, they get kind of nauseating because it's a lot of self-preening. I would like to see the people that are doing heroic work get celebrated, like our military members, our firemen, our police officers. It just is like a little bit too self-indulgent.
Self-serving, more of the big egos. I mean, to your point, having someone else a rising talent, I think we should give it to the Fiji water girl who basically, you know, commanded all of our attention at the Golden Globe. So let's give her a shot.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis, who's like, I didn't agree to that. I'm like,
no one did.
Nobody did. Yeah. Speaking of award show hosts, the Golden Globes were last weekend. What did you ladies think of host Sandra Oh and Andy Samberg, who were a pretty unlikely pair?
I thought they were fantastic. Sandra's shout-outs to her parents were so fun. The fact that she spoke Korean at an award show, I don't know if that's ever been done by a host before, but that was, I think, a great tribute to her culture. And Grey's Anatomy fans, of course, like, gotta love Sandra Oh.
Yeah, and I thought they were a great duo as well. And, you know, they really she shouted out representation at the award show, which I think is such a huge factor and something that we've been looking for a long time. And I recently saw a clip of even the deleted jokes that didn't make it at the Golden Globes, and I thought that was really, really funny. So hopefully we see them maybe at the Oscars. They'll redo a little bit or something.
Yeah, maybe. Another headline this week, the R.Kelly documentary. This 3-day docuseries titled Surviving R.Kelly streamed on Lifetime and featured interviews with people in Kelly's life, most notably women who say the singer has sexually and physically abused them and young girls for decades. Sources close to Kelly say he's disgusted by the allegations in the series and plans to, quote, sue everybody involved. Were you surprised by this?
I'm surprised by his response, but I think people who have been following R. Kelly have known for decades, you know, these allegations have surrounded him. And more than anything, I'm just happy that people are speaking out. We're listening to victims' stories and, you know, something will come of this.
Yeah. Authorities in Chicago and Atlanta are now investigating more allegations into him. So I think that the documentary just, you know, was a really great thing. And I hope that more people come forward.
We're seeing a lot of artists who worked with him in the past too, speaking out, like Lady Gaga and Nick Cannon, who have said things along the lines of, Lady Gaga said, I was in a dark place when I worked with him. I'm not exactly sure what to make of that, but Nick Cannon said he turned a blind eye to a very chauvinistic culture and how the music industry really is kind of messed up in many ways. And that the more we talk about things, the more we'll unearth these darker secrets that are allegedly there. And also, the series has actually led to authorities in Chicago and Atlanta investigating these allegations. Do you think that by leading these investigations, there'll be even more victims coming forward, or alleged victims, I should say?
I really hope so. I hope that it allows victims to see that they're being listened to and that action is going to be taken. Same with the Weinstein case. Just that people, you know, need to know that if they speak out, that there will be repercussions for this powerful person that's been in the industry for so long, and they won't be silenced.
A weird side effect of the documentary has been an increase in people streaming R. Kelly's music. It's up 116%. When I saw that number, 116%, I thought that has to be a typo. What do you make of that?
It's awful. I mean, it's natural that people are curious. They're Googling him. But there's been a positive side as well. I've seen that 2 radio stations in Dallas are no longer playing his music and they've banned him, which I think is a great response.
And that Lady Gaga removed her song with R.Kelly, at least from Apple Music. So I think hopefully if more radio stations band together and, you know, like Jada Pinkett Smith recently said, like, how are we doing this? How are we not protecting Black women, but we're protecting this, you know, very powerful Black man? Like, what is the double standard here?
I also can't wrap my head around the psychology that's going on with the people who are purchasing the music. Is it that old adage that all publicity is good publicity? Because it can't possibly be unless people just hear a name and don't look into why that name is being presented and becoming a Google trend. It's for negative, awful, alleged reasons. I think that says something about where we're at as a society and how much growth we have to do in terms of the abuse that women go through. On a lighter note, we heard this week that there are no plans for Meghan Markle to return to the TV show Suits after tabloids previously reported the show was willing to offer millions for a cameo. Markle previously starred on the show for 7 seasons. What do we make of this?
I think this was pretty expected that since now she's not only a royal, but she's also expecting her first child, that no amount of money would kind of lead her back to the screen. I think she's very settled into her new role as Duchess of Sussex, and she's leaving Rachel Zane behind.
Yeah. One thing I do love is that she's now a royal patron for the National Theatre in the UK. So even if she can't be on TV anymore, she is, of course, like still working with her love of acting. So that's pretty cool.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, sticking with her roots.
Yeah, I was concerned that maybe she was losing her passion just to, you know, wave and smile. And it's as much as it's a amazing, cool life to be a royal, I'm sure, there's a lot of silencing you have to do, and she was such a vocal person for her many causes.
Yeah, and I just feel like it must be exhausting, the amount of things that they have to do, and just in one day. I mean, it could be 4 or 5 events, so I don't even know how she would fit filming into her schedule, even if she wanted to.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll miss her on Suits. I never watched it.
Me either.
Thanks so much for joining us, Carly and Hannah.